Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, How Next Best Engage AI Guides HCPs from Unbranded to Branded Content. Today, we're diving into an amazing topic, a campaign that harnesses AI to enhance the customer experience and optimize content personalization. We were very fortunate to have one of our partners, Grünenthal, here to help us present this use case. So, before we dive in, let me introduce you to our speakers today. Let's start with the Grünenthal team. In first place, we have Carolina Quezada, who is the Global Omnichannel Operations Lead.
Hi everyone, thank you for the invitation.
We also have Antonella Catania, the Omnichannel Operations Specialist.
Hello, nice to be here.
And last but not least, we also have Mario Del Rey, Omnichannel Content Lead.
Hello everyone, thank you.
From the ShowerThinking side, we have Joaquin Pais, our director.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here, Dayne.
And you already know me, I am Dayne, Marketing Operations Manager. So thank you everyone for being here. Before I pass it on to them, let's take a look at the agenda for today. So we will get started with a quick intro of ShowerThinking. Then Joaquin will give us some insights into the current state of AI in Salesforce. We will then pass it on to the Grünenthal team, who will be telling us about how AI is applied in their company, and they will also do a deep dive into the details of the campaign, the results it obtained, and a quick look at what's going to be coming next. We will save a few minutes at the end to answer the questions that come up during the webinar. So let's get started. ShowerThinking is a hybrid marketing and technology consultancy with more than 19 years of experience and over 200 official Salesforce certifications among its staff, including more than 30 AI specialist certifications. I'm proud to say that we are official Salesforce partners. We have even presented pharma case studies at Dreamforce in San Francisco. So next, let's look at our client portfolio. As you can see here, while our specialty is health and pharma, where we have a big part of our clients, we also support other industries with their marketing and technological needs. I will mention that if you have any questions for us after the webinar, please feel free to reach out to us. So at this point, I will pass it on to Joaquin so he can give us the latest on AI in Salesforce.
Thank you, Dayne. So hello everyone, and let me put some context about artificial intelligence and being more specific, the evolution of artificial intelligence in pharma omnichannel projects, which is the topic for today's webinar. Going from the left to the right, as you know, artificial intelligence is not new. The algorithm prediction has been used for a number of years. Probably you heard strategies like next best action or next best engage for omnichannel interactions. To give you an example, companies like Actana or the platform that we are going to speak to today, like marketing cloud personalization, have for some years been providers for this kind of technology. They are using predictive algorithms to provide the next best content. Generative AI has been a major disruption in the industry, and large language models has been the underlying technology for products. I can mention, for example, that the products like Microsoft Copilot is a typical use case in this area. And now, since last year, we are beginning the third stage, or what we call at ShowerThinking the third stage of AI interaction with the birth of agents. If you want to ask me, I usually describe agents as a virtual force capable of interacting and providing support for customers in a specific application. We will speak more about this, but you will also hear a lot these acronyms like LLM models and MCP servers. So we are beginning this webinar series focusing on the first approach to the left, which is the predictive AI use cases. And during the next webinars for next months, we will be presenting new use cases for the generative and agent technologies. But first, let's deeper for just a second on the technology before going to the use cases for one moment. And we are going to speak to comment a little bit about the Marketing Cloud Personalization, which is the tool that all these use cases has been built. So Marketing Cloud Personalization, let me explain this way. It's like a plug and play technology that is implemented on a website. Whether in your pharma company you have a custom build or a Sitecore platform website or a WordPress website, this is a platform that can be integrated seamlessly in all these different technologies. It uses real-time interaction with the customer to provide this kind of personalization on the platform. You don't need to build these custom use cases in the website themselves. It gathers data from many different elements in order to provide this personalization. Here in these use cases, we are going to speak a lot about HCPs, but also in the pharma sector, you know that we are also usually speaking about patients. And the core of the platform is the personalization. How do you provide different content or based on the customer needs? So now is the time for going through these so interesting use cases. So Carolina, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Joaquin, and hi everyone again. So as you mentioned, AI is not new, especially also in Grünenthal, AI was not new. We started doing small things during 2021, 2022, but after the release of in a public generic GPT, of course, we need to be bold in that moment. So we have the opportunity and the luck to have amazing leaders that they push us to be curious, to be creative, to be agile, to be always focused on the business need, and the most important, to have fun. So we identify different use cases across different areas, very focused on commercial excellence. In the case of omnichannel, I think we identify more kind of 6 use cases that we already implement. One of them was sentiment analysis. It was leading from the Italian team, the Nicolo, and also my colleague Cristina, that also we had amazing results in this use case. And with the Iberia team, we then identified 2 different use cases. One, it was really focused on next best action, where we involved the field team. And the other use case, it was the next best engage that we will see here today. And it's a use case that is full digital. So you will see more detail with the Iberia team. I think the most important, how we make this happen, because we are hearing right now, oh, how do you do it? So in our case, we work with ShowerThinking with the idealization of the use case. When we had the idealization, especially in our case, because we already had the platform, so we were having all the ecosystem integrated and also the Salesforce ecosystem. So we have everything. The only new thing, it was new features. So we were using Einstein AI. So in this case, for us, it was a little bit more easier to implement this new use case, but it was also super important to be aligned with everyone. So when we identify this idealization of use case, we went to the Iberia team to get them endorsement. It's super important to get the endorsement. After them, we try to co-work based on the business need and also the pain point that the Iberia team has, and we co-create the user and we localize. So based on, once we have the localized use case, we had the endorsement in the different areas. So it's super important to really be aligned with the compliance, global IT, all the different stakeholder internal that are really important, also the board. So everybody was new and knew what we were doing and what we will want to achieve in this use case. So we identify also the metrics, and then we set up some agile weekly calls with the team, also with the agents. So we start preparing this use case. But I'm talking too much, so let's hear directly from the immediate team how was the goal, how was the use case. They still remain active because we call it an always on campaign, so the result is still surprising us. So let's hear directly from them. So welcome, Mario and Antonella.
Hello, we are really excited to talk about this project, about personalization, but also user experience. So what is the goal? The goal was to support our client through their journeys with pain and related condition. And the big challenge is how can we create consistent and ongoing connection with them. We don't want them to visit one time and disappear. We want them to come back and stay engaged and actually find value in what we are offering. And of course, there is a business side, and is to bring them our product closer to them and show them that we have relevant thing and meaningful things to give to them. Next one. So I'm going to start explaining you what is dolor.com, because it's a big thing that we are talking about. It's the Grünenthal website fully dedicated to offering helpful, relevant content for clients and patients that are dealing with pain-related conditions. We have more than 1 million page view per year, more or less. And this traffic, it's a key, not just for this campaign, but also because we have the content is properly tagged, consistent, understandable for us, but also for machines, and easy, like can be analyzed by personalization and Einstein. So the good news is that we have enough content and enough to personalize, but also to analyze. So this you can see 3 projects, because it's not 3 projects, but 3 big campaigns that are inside of this project. The first one is a personalized homepage and content page recommendation. Second one, a re-engaged email campaign that we call it We Miss You. And the third one, a branded content email, also driven by user behavior. So the next one, please. So let's start with the first one, the homepage and content page personalization. Okay, at ShowerThinking, they like it, or we call it in some calls Amazonification. And so the idea is to show to each customer what they want to see. So how this works? So the user visit dolor.com, our page that we already explained, and interact with the site. We collect that data, then Einstein and our custom logic analyze this, process it, and deliver personalized content. So the logic is based on inclusions and exclusion. So Einstein have their own intelligence, but also it's very important to think what is the business looking on it. So it's not the same that if you want to attack a lot of people, our clients, and so we are not going to put much exclusions, for example, or on the other side, we just want the really engaged customer to be reached, and we are going to close the funnel and put more exclusion, for example. And for example, some conditions to to boost content that is have more people spend time on the blog, the published dates, most is the blogs that are more interesting the clients that we are reaching in that moment. And we had 2 banners saying like that, but there is not 2 banners. It's a lot of banners because each one is going to see one difference. So in the homepage, we put a recommended banner based on their preference and past behavior. And that's the big picture. And on the content pages at the end of the page, a banner like you might also like with related articles. And the results, that we have a lot of numbers there, but we are going to base on three. We have seen a new percent click-through rates on homepage and 4.6 on content pages. There is a strong number, especially for banner, which usually don't perform as well as on websites. But the most impressive for us is that we saw an increase on time page from 2 minutes to 23. That users that interact with these banners. And as I mentioned earlier, this is just one part of the project, and Mario is going to talk the next steps.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Antonella. First of all, I wanted to apologize for my voice, which isn't at its best right now. So please let me know if at any point you can understand me. Well, as we have just seen, the personalization of the recommended content to user on our website is the first step towards delivering a personalized experience. But we don't want to stop here. We want to take it further by leveraging the rest of our channels to create a truly omnichannel experience. Based on how our customer engage with us across different channels, we can classify them into 3 levels, paying special attention to those at the lower end and those at the top of the scale. For the first group, those who are less engaged, we have designed a journey aimed at bringing them back into our ecosystem, our We Miss You campaign. These are users who have been inactive on our website for more than 30 days and haven't received any other type of interaction, such as face-to-face visit, any email, or any other communication. Based on their interest, we have automatically sent them a dynamic Salesforce Marketing Cloud email with personalized web content that might appeal to them, with the goal of re-engaging them. The results speaks by themselves, as you can see in the slide, with a click-to-open rate above 15, and more importantly, an average rating of 5 out of 5 for these emails. But for me, the most important aspect of this project is the real business impact. Since launching this campaign last September, the number of customers entering this reactivation journey has dropped from over 4,000 to just over 1,500 users. Clear evidence that we now have fewer interactive customers on our omnichannel ecosystem. Now, as you can see in the next slide, please, Dayne, let's shift our focus to those customers at the top of the engagement scale, our most engaged user, our lovers, we can call them. With this group, we have assumed that they have reached an acceptable level of maturity and interest on our content, on our disease information, the training materials, to take them to the next and the most important step, transition from an unbranded environment to receiving product-related information. We measure engagement by how often they visit our website, they receive their email open rates, the feedback they give us on our communication, and other behavioral indicators. Similarly, we send them an automatic and dynamic Salesforce Marketing Cloud email tailored by the therapeutic areas and pathologies they are most interested in, based on the tags of the content they have consumed. This email includes product information, messages, studies, all branded information. Of course, collaboration between the commercial and the medical team is key to ensure that the disease-product connection is made properly. Once again, this journey is showing excellent performance, actually even better than the previous one, which is to be expected given this is our most loyal segment, with a click-to-open rate of 35% and again, a 5 out of 5 rating. But once more, the truly business value lies on what comes next. Once the customer have completed this journey, we automatically notify the relevant sales rep, who can then assess whether to schedule a face-to-face visit or include the customer in their visit plan. The key here is ensuring that online and offline efforts are always connected. Well, so that was a closer look at some of the campaigns we currently have running, which, as we can see in the next slide, please, are always on campaigns. Why is this so important? Well, for several reasons. Not only do these AI-based actions allow us to personalize the customer experience and continuously measure the impact of each touchpoint, ensuring efficiency and control use of the resources, for example, while reusing content across channels. But the fact that these ongoing self-sustaining campaigns means that any new content, any new resources or customer is automatically integrated into the relevant journeys. This ensures our ecosystem is always up to date and continually generating meaningful interactions. So these are some of the projects we are currently working on, but of course, we are not stopping here. Right, Caro? So let's take a look and what's next.
Of course, Mario. I think well, you already heard about especially from the local team, how was this the result of this use case that is still remain active. So for us, this is only the beginning. Our idea is to keep continue working not only with the media, also with the other clusters that are really engagement, and they see the impact of this use case. So far, we are working with the media with two new AI tools. With the one is going to be the new newsletter that we call it Ginkansen, also with the dynamic content, very atomic use case they always say, and also we don't want to be behind. So of course we are in the trending topic of IM4. So of course we want to be in the top of on mind this and keep working in relevant use case. So I think the most important and key takeaway, if you want to implement this kind of use case, first you need to be aligned with the whole team. You need to have the endorsement with the local team. Of course, you need to understand the business need and also the pain point, and if it's necessary to relocalize the use case to be really aligned with the team. And again, the most important, have fun and enjoy this time, because it's the most they love this is the most important thing. If we achieve the results and we have fun, I think that is the main message goal. So thank you so much for everyone.
I agree, Caro. Very important to have fun along the way. So thank you a lot, Grünenthal team, for all those detailed insights. On my side, I would just like to add that it was great to see these different campaigns evolve from the inside, right? What started off as a concept, then a pilot, and it ended up resulting in a multi-stage campaign that worked really well, as we just saw. There were definitely some challenges in the orchestration of all the different platforms and agreeing on all the details and adjustments and parameters. But that is, I think, a big part of this world, right? Identifying these potential difficulties and finding the best path forward and having fun along the way. So congratulations to everyone involved. It was a great experience and a pleasure to be part of the team. So with that said, let's move to the last part of the webinar and let's take a look at some of the questions that we've received from the attendees. Okay, let's check. So a question, and Mario, I don't know if you want to detail this more, but there's a question regarding how was the algorithm prepared to determine which users were sent to the branded content?
Okay. Well, what we have done is we have never asked the customer what are their interests. I mean, we are not asking them to tell us, okay, are you interested in this pathology and this disease area? What we have is all the information about how are they consuming by themselves the content on our website. So we have different information and we can classify depending on the format of the content, the pathologies, the disease areas. So we have a clear image of every customer interest. So what we are doing is connecting this interest into tags that we use for all the content we have in the different channels and the different platforms. And we are delivering the new content we have for those tags to the customer with this interest. And also for the next step, when we are delivering the branded content on the next email, what we are linking is the tags for the unbranded content with the product information. For example, if we are talking about migraine, we have some products for migraine. So it's easy to connect the branded information with the pathologies they are consuming on our website. So the key here is to have enough content on your websites to be able to personalize the experience for the customer, and also to have a consistent tagging for all the content in order to have a clear image of the customer interest.
Great.
Something to
Thank
add,
you, Dayne.
Caro, Anton?
Oh, I think it's important that you need to share that you had to tag a lot of the manual things, but you saw the benefit, and in this kind of use case where you see always on campaign, specifically the setup is really hard and you need to work in really details, but then you forgot and you really understand the data analysis, and you need to switch the mindset from really to understand the data-driven decision, and based on that we can really keep optimizing the next step.
For sure. There were some questions regarding the content and how the dynamic emails work. Now, I would say that regarding the content, you kind of answer that, right? Talking about how we are leveraging this tag content from the web. But just quickly regarding the dynamic emails, basically, I'll take this one. It's using Marketing Cloud Personalization's open time emails, which basically are assessing. So you would insert a dynamic piece of code in the emails, and at the time the HCP opens, based on his past actions and affinities, it's actually going to, in real time, put in the content that he's most likely to resonate with. So that's kind of the magic of having the connection between Marketing Cloud Personalization, where we can offer this content in real time. There were some questions regarding the content, whether new content was developed or it was pretty much leveraging past content. I don't know if you want to give some input there, Grünenthal team.
I wanted to give one thing from what you tell about the dynamic email, and finally the content in the email is taken from the website. So it's not content developed only for the mail. It's based on the web page. So it's working all together. So that for me that is really important.
Okay. I think we have time for one last question, and this was just, so it's saying, how can we ensure long-term engagement? Kind of a broad question, but I don't know if you want to tackle that there.
Oof, let's try with this. It's not an easy question.
I agree.
It's not easy. Well, maybe it's because I'm working on content, but for me, content is key, as everybody said. I mean, you need to ensure that you are providing the customer enough content up to date and giving them solution for their real needs. I mean, to have customers continuously engage with you, you need to be delivering them through different channels important content to them. I mean, it's not only talking about your product or the good are you or something, just having a mix between giving them something important for you and something important for them. So to have a content factory, kind of a content factory, is key to be up to date and to be able to maintain them updated and engage with you. For me, content is the key.
Okay.
So dollar.com has new content all weeks.
Yeah,
Uh,
3 or 4 times a week, which for a pharmaceutical company is a lot.
Okay.
And
Thank you. So,
sorry, no, just to complement Mario a bit, because I
mhm,
think it's super relevant, the content. And also, if you complement with this tool, you are really delivering the right message in the right moment, with the right platform. I think we always hear that, but I think now we are seeing in real use case and with the numbers, the result of this message. So I think it's super important, and you saw the retention. So if you are sending this personalization or hyper personalization content, they feel more engaged. So I think that is the most important.
okay. Thank you very much. Difficult question, but I think we have a good answer. So, actually, regrettably, we are reaching the end of the time. So, we're gonna close it here. Again, a big thanks to all of our speakers, Carolina, Antonella, Mario, Joaquin, and also to all our attendees. Like I said before, please feel free to reach out to us if you have any further questions, and we will be happy to follow up on that. So, nothing else. Have a great day, and goodbye.
Goodbye
thank
then.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.